Hey, dudes. Did anybody else see Shimmy streaming last night? Shimmy was streaming last night? Wow. All right. That's cool. Now, the real question is, who still has Shimmy emotes?
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Who still has the Shimmy Taco emotes? Let's see them. Anybody? Anybody still have them? He started a career save. Welcome to the taco truck. You started your stream at 154. Yeah. I don't know who Shimmy is. Shimmy was a big Kerbal streamer from 7 years ago. Tessa. Old school. There were, you know, 3 big streamers around 2015. It was me, him, and Das, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Good dude. Alright. Okay. Let's play some cities, dudes. I think we'll play Hearts later. We'll play Hearts a little bit later. Late into the night. People want to see cities, so I'll load up cities. Alright. You fixed it. There you go. It's great seeing Shimmy again. Yeah. Solar. Yeah, that's old school, right? Alright. Alright. Okay. It's before my time. I only got into Twitch with the release of 105. Watched Mott Scanley, and then found you in Das and short order. Yeah, you would watch Scott first. Yeah, that makes sense. How did Aber go? Salty, they changed the tire deg in the patch. It's a lot harder to get into the points. I had to be very, very careful with the strats. With that being said, 6th and 7th. Yeah. We got a lot of money. I dumped a lot of money into the new car. We got a new chassis, upgraded suspension, upgraded front wing, upgraded rear wing, upgraded underboards. The only thing I didn't screw with is the side pods and the suspension. But we will be doing that sooner rather than later. We're not gonna get side pods and suspension figured out. That's not gonna be done by Abu Dhabi. Yeah. So, it is what it is. Or not Abu Dhabi, Bahrain. Abu Dhabi. Dump money into car, not board members. All of my off-season stuff, O-Force, basically went into the car. Alright, dudes. We're loading up Taurus Litro, our new city. Here. So this city is supposed to be like... I wanted to build this in the same style of the first city that I ever built. Westwood. So that's what we're going to do. I actually don't think that needs to be there. Ooh, that's a little loud, sorry. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. What? Should have called it Gorlami. Yeah. So, we unlocked trains. We unlocked Big City. Or, not Big City. We got Small City. Small City goes to Big City. And, yeah, we started zoning high density around here, so it's starting to go. We're starting to grow cities. Like we're starting to grow cities. we're starting to make the city bigger. We do have income, but the income is a little strange with how the oil exports stuff. And let's check everything else. Electrical power is fine. Water is it's highly available, but it's not all interconnected on one system. So this doesn't represent this because I have 2 different loops, but that's okay. Garbage collection is adequate. We're just under where we need to be. That's okay. I usually play at high speed. Is this high speed? I don't really play at high speed, Tenshel. The reason why is because I really like to explain what I'm doing. I like to explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing that. And if I played it on 3x speed, there would be no way the game would be tenable. Like I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. Like I wouldn't be able to explain everything that I'm doing and why, you know? With how bumpy that unzoned road is, it's probably a good thing you built elevated there. Yeah, exactly, Sneaky. There's a very good reason why I elevated the trains here. So we have the train station, and what we were working on is the train tracks. The train tracks were originally up here. Skydrift, 41 months. But I made a new track, and we made a nice cut right here. And then we did a nice fill right there. Who's Phil? For the trains, because I didn't like that the train track, the way the stock game runs trains in this kind of is annoying if you know stuff about trains. Like, look, if we go into hit first person here, train tracks don't look like that. At least they shouldn't, that's for sure. I'm probably sure there's something like that, you know what I'm saying? Also recommend using the high-speed elevated that it is in the content creation section. High-speed elevated. European Bridge. Euro Bridge 2. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Dude. I like the one with the parking lots, man. Those are passenger. You want cargo. We got a little bit of a death wave going on. Is the graveyard full? We do have a power problem as well. Power is under right now. I know you've done minimal mods since the restart. Is basically everything I'm seeing vanilla with the latest DLC. For the most part, Aces. My mod list is so short for this game, I really just kept the essentials. I can show you exactly what I have. It's enough to be able to put it into a command again, if you catch my drift. So first-person camera updated, network anarchy, intersection making tool, network multi-tool, purchase it, harmony, loading screen mod, and move it. And that's it. That's all I have. Other than that, yeah, the game, there's no, like, gameplay influencing mods, per se. Like, it's just building. Hey, Bio, what's going on? So, that's a problem. We have a little bit of a death wave, but I think that the death wave came because I spiked the influx. I screwed it up, and I spiked the influx, which is not... Yeah, that's a result of that. And that. Influx is the amount of people moving into your city. Okay, cities have ebbs and flows. People move in, people move out. Right? Like, let's take Detroit, for instance. Detroit in the 20s, 30s, and 40s had a crazy amount of influx. And then right after that, it had a crazy amount of outflux in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So influx happens for a number of reasons. But in this particular case, influx for me comes from high demand of living here. And the reason why there's high demand of living here, one, because it's a nice place to live. Like, it's not crap. And two, I have low taxes. Low taxes keep the demand for stuff high. Is your city full of retirees? No. Do we know what the network multi-tool does, or have you used it yet? No and no. Sneaky made me get it, and I have no idea what it does. I'm wondering if there's another repercussion for this happening other than influx. I doubt it, but... You have TMPE to prevent traffic despawn. A lot of what you've done, it can do perfectly. Oh, okay. Jess, I'll tell you what. I'd get TMPE just for traffic despawn, but I don't want the upgraded traffic AI. Does that make sense? Where do we get into that that tool, Nikki? How do we get into that the network tool? Where is it? I don't even know how to enable it. That's network anarchy? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what's going on in here. That slope, invert segment, intersecting, remove node, add node. Ah, okay. Okay. You might like the unlock segment one, as it would let you change the cargo station to a cargo station road to a one-way. It is a one-way. Unless that's not what you're talking about. The train cargo station. Oh, I see what you're saying. 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 Yep, yep. Ground dual platform station. I like that these have parking lots in front of them, dude. That's really cool. These are the content creator packs. Sunken bypass metro. I really like the elevated bypass and the dual track, the 4-track elevated bypass. That's very cool.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Hey, Chosen One, Tier 2 51-month resub. Thanks, man. Okay, so the task at hand, dudes, is to get the trains in here. So we finished kind of phase 1 of getting the tracks where we need them. We got a nice flat track that we can build off of. Now we got to figure out, it's like I was saying before, we got to figure out where we want this bridge to be. And you know what time that means. Let's go look for reference. The slope tool, Sneaky, would help us set grade. That would be really good for train tracks, actually. All right. Yeah. So train bridges. What has train bridges? What I wanted to look at last time was Montreal. Montreal has has train bridges. A lot of bridges that cross the river. I just need to look at how the tracks kind of connect. Like, if there's a parallel track to the river, how does it connect? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward stuff. It's just a Y, that's all. Pretty straightforward. Wait a minute. So that bridge is road and trains. It switches. There's a bridge over the train bridge. So if I'm looking at this right, guys, if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like the bridge at one point was wide enough to have 4 railroad tracks on it. If you look at how the piers are set. And it looks like they'd said, you know, like they decided to put roads in there instead. It looks like it could support up to 4 train tracks, which is makes sense. Either that or they built it that way. I don't know much about this bridge. I just saw it and I thought it looked cool. Check out the 4th rail bridge, 5th of 4th, Queens Ferry. And it looks like they built that road over it after the fact. And you know what? I'll admit, I've never seen a bridge switch like this. Now, see, on any other day, that might seem strange. Also, a curved trestle is actually really cool. Look, they took one of these trestle segments and basically bent it. See that? That's actually really neat. That's really cool. See how the front X and the back X are offset? That's really cool. To take into account the trapezoidal geometry on the last spans here. That's actually really cool. Really cool structural engineering. So why is this track here? Because, see, this is kind of what we're looking for. We need something like this. Okay, so there, it goes over the locks. That's the locks for the St. Lawrence Seaway. Right? And then there's another trestle over here. And then the tracks take a huge left. And then they connect back in? Oh, I see. Smart. Smart. Why would they do that? Who knows? Oh, okay, Tessa. Yep. Yeah, they did it so the trains don't have to wait for the locks. So say a ship is coming up the locks. They have to lift that bridge and open the lock. Ship comes in, right? Trains can run unimpeded. They can just take the second track. And then, in order to fill up the lock, you have to close the back doors, lower that bridge, and then you start filling the ship up. You raise this bridge, open that lock, and then the trains can take the regular track. It's pretty smart, man. Pretty smart. Canadian, who operates around Montreal? Is it CN or CP? Well, that I just answered my own question. It's Canadian National, right? Yeah. Smart engineering, dude. That's really freaking cool. Because you're not going to make a train bridge that high. Why would you make a train bridge that's like 20 stories tall? Screw that. That's really cool because that's like exactly what we want. Well, almost. Oh, hey, that's right next to the track. Oh, dude, I've seen this bridge. That's the Formula 1 track right there. There's turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 in the F1 track. There's the paddock. I've stood right here. Dude, I've stared at this bridge before. It also is expensive. Yeah, exactly, boss. Building a bridge that high? No, screw that. Why would you do that? That's dumb, right? Like, you wouldn't want that. All right, that's cool. That's really cool that that is like it is. Really neat. Those damn pesky Canadians and that pesky engineering. Strike again. Side note, Montreal is beautiful. Yeah, it's a great city. Gone to Formula 1 race multiple times. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Please take a peek at that mod and consider putting it in. It will make your life managing the trucks so much more predictable. It's pretty predictable right now, but I have it open, Tessa, yeah. Victoria Bridge is what it's called. Yeah, you would call it that. What about this thing? Is that a train bridge? Nope. It's a straight pedestrian bridge. Interdasting. That's cars. It's cars. It's a bridge with a sidewalk. And then there's the Big Boy Bridge. I've driven across that. Big Boy Bridge right there. Yeah, they didn't want to do that with the damn train tracks. Oh yeah, I remember. We looked at this bridge before. It has the right of way for the trains built into the center. Smart. Yeah, Flatgate. I remember now. I remember. They're gonna put trains down the center of that bridge. We couldn't figure out why the supports were so weird on that bridge. Like, why build that big right of way? Thought it was a pedestrian bridge. It ain't no pedestrian bridge. That's for trains. It's cool. All right. So 4th bridge. UK. Let's go over there. Today I learned Canada can bridge. Yeah, they do alright. Yep, I know this bridge. I don't think we can make something like this unless we get a mod. But, yeah, that's a nice bridge. That's really old, if I'm remembering right. It's a really old bridge. Dude, viaduct. You recognize this from GTA? Alright, who's building... Fellas, who's building a damn fort out in the little island there? Yeah, it just looks like you're getting built some kind of fort there, but I don't think that that's a good place to build it. Are you looking for cool bridges? I need train bridges, boss, that go over long segments, because what I'm trying to do is get reference. Uh-oh, hold on. Yeah, that's the influx spike. I zoned too much too fast. Fortunately, it's only a small death wave. Fortunately, it's only a small death wave. Fortunately for you, Zarbon. Small death wave. No. If this happens with your city, there's a very good reason. The reason is influx. Influx is the problem. If you go into city stats, see I spiked the influx right there? I spiked it multiple times. But I spiked it and then I kept it high. Basically, I zoned a lot very quickly. You zone a lot very quickly, it puts stress on all your other systems. If you don't fund accordingly, gonna have a bad day. Funding has to be correlative with the influx. If you don't pick up the funds, like education, for instance, or power. Power's a pretty straightforward one. If you zone a lot of places, you're gonna need more electricity. This happened because we gotta spike the funds right there. We have to spike the budget to go with the influx wave. Also, Das see it firsthand when he came up there. Cool. Aqualexa, this is going to be Bremerton or something, isn't it? Hang on, let me finish looking at this. Okay. Not sure we... See... This is a cool bridge, but I need something that's a bridge with the tracks running parallel, so let's see. Sometimes synergy, I need to copy and paste from one computer to the other. Yes, I just pasted it in a search query on my other computer because I'm weird. So copy that, and then paste that in there. There we go. Nope. Also look a bit south. I knew this was PNW. Oh, this is the confluence. Oh, no, not the confluence. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. Yes, it is. No. Yeah, that is... Oh, attorney boy. Cool. Yes, nicely. It might give you a couple of photos and such. It was cool. We saw it from the east side and then rode it over to Edinburgh. Cool. Oh, Tessa, did I tell you when Her Majesty passed away? You know, and all the news over here was talking about, you know, the Queen and stuff like that. They kept saying Edinburgh. It made me laugh. They kept saying Edinburgh. I'm like, dude, I'm not even from there, and I'm like, stop calling it that. Dude, I was like, no, stop doing that. Yeah, see, we're gonna need to make something like this Y right here. See that? Yeah, Aqualex, that's kind of what I'm looking for. It needs to be something like this. Also, yes, Turning Boy is an industry term. No, it's not. It's a turning bridge. This entire bridge is on a gigantic kingpin, and it turns. It turns out of the way so ships can go by. Take a look at the train and shipyards just south. Over here. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. That is the confluence, right? That's what it's called. Where the Columbia River and... that's the confluence. I remember flying around here in Flight Sim. Ooh. Are you looking for a bridge design in your city? For your city? It's not necessarily the design, like what the bridge is going to look like. More so the right-of-way for the tracks, Lewis. But yeah, for the most part. It seemed to me like everyone stateside was pronouncing it Edinburgh. Dude, I saw it on NBC News. Jim, NBC News, they kept saying Edinburgh. They after covering the Queen's funeral for like a couple weeks straight, they did switch it eventually. They started saying Edinburgh. But yeah, no. Like first couple of days when it happened, oh yes, the Queen used to go up all the time to her house in Edinburgh. I'm like, okay. Plenty of bridges to look at around Pittsburgh. Yep. Now, Tessa, how you say it? It's Edinburgh,
Discovery,
right? You gotta say Edinburgh. You gotta say it with the back of your throat, mate. Edinburgh. Yeah, I see the shipyard and stuff, dude. You know what would be cool? And you guys tell me. I'm not like against using any more mods for cities or anything. But you guys tell me, like, okay, so we have cargo storage facilities, right? Like, you can store supply, like in the warehouses. Has anybody ever had the wherewithal to mod, like, a freight yard that works as a warehouse with trains? So, like, the train can come in, and if there's more goods in the rail yard, it'll put more cars on the tracks? Has anybody ever make a mod like that? Hey, Orion. Looks like the high base survived Ian nicely. Florida's doing okay, given Category 4, given the circumstances, man. Check out the Summit Bridge in Delaware. It's small, but the superstructure is painted blue, so it looks cool. There's a huge train bridge parallel to the highway bridge connecting the Russia and Crimea. Oh, boss, the, what is that? The Kirch Bridge, right? So... yeah, the Kirch Bridge is, you know, if it wasn't for circumstances, I would talk more about it. It's actually it's a hell of a piece of engineering, if I do say so myself. Literally a crazy engineering project, but the problem is that the reason that it's there is a pretty crappy reason. But hey, whatever. Not hey, whatever, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, crazy. Infrastructure, man. Gotta build infrastructure. Yeah, Kurch Bridge is a crazy engineering project, man. Yeah, this is through a strait right here that connects the Azov Sea and the Black Sea, which is, yeah, unbelievable. But once again, the reason why it's there is kind of... pretty nice track design. Alright, what do you got for me? So uncapping, I literally can't click on those numbers. Grand Haven, Michigan. Okay. I can't click on it because it wants me to reply. Click to reply. The reply button is popping up. Oh, there we go. Did I get it right? With the U.S. news being used to Pittsburgh, they get time to get used to Edinburgh. Yeah, I got you. Have you seen the bridge tunnel connecting Denmark to Sweden? Yes, Dutch Grabber, I have. The one that's next to the airport. Yeah. It connects Copenhagen and, what is it, Malmo, I think? That isn't it. Yeah, it won't... Dude, I seriously can't select all the stupid numbers. Because on the chat, it's trying to hit the reply. There we go. All right, I think I got it. There we go. We don't understand this location. Cool part of Michigan that we were looking at. Pretty nice track design. What uncapping? Just tell me where it is. I'll find it. I'm good at this. I like looking at maps. Cartography is my spirit animal. I just checked in. Yeah, surprisingly, no one has made a freight yard warehouse asset, but I did find this. Thinking that would actually be pretty cool if you could allow goods to be stored in the rail cars. Roosevelt Warehouse. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. Very nice, Jim. Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay. Newcastle. What? Newcastle upon Tyne, right? This? Let me see. Good old Nuki. Alright. Yeah. See? We need a Y like this. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, man. That bridge is hardcore, dude. Look at this. Look at this chonker. Functional station pack. Oh, okay, Aqualex. We'll look into that in a second. Dude. Badger, you know good and well that these people here, when they went to build this railroad, were like, "Oi, we're surrounded by freaking railroads, mate." It was a terrible accent, I know. That's not how people from Newcastle talk. I understand that. That was like 4 or 5 accents put together. Get it? But you know they were like, "What? You're building tracks all around." Victorian engineering, over-engineer everything. Part of the reason why I like classical and neoclassical design, Tessa. Because frick you. The bridge, you know, if you make the bridge, if you make the bridge basically able to withstand a nuclear blast, it's never gonna fall. It'll take 1,000 years for the stupid thing to fall. I like that type of engineering. That way you don't have to worry about it, you know? Actually, we have a historical district area in the Minecraft save where I want buildings like this made. Yeah, they over-engineered because you couldn't know ahead of time if it was actually stand. Yeah, no FEA was done. Literally build it like a freaking chonker. That's a chonker of a freaking building, dude. Or a freaking bridge, man. I like it. I like that a lot. Perryville boat ramp. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need to do something like this. It'd be cool if we could get the trestle stuff kind of working as well. I want to do something like that. That's good reference right there. I do want to kind of take a look at Pittsburgh too. Type of bridge you play on in the Metro games. Bingo. The Perryville boat ramp in Maryland. Okay. I like this creep. Oh, dude. Cool. Anyone know why they built that like this? This is an easy one. Why is the trestle up top there and then it's on the bottom down there? It's a mirror train bridge. Because boats. Yep. You have more clearance for the ships this way. Yep. This side of the Susquehanna River must be deeper than that side. So they built the trestle on the bottom. The bridge works just fine upside down. Sure. Not just fine, but yeah. That's actually really cool. Yep, did the same thing over here. Cool. Dude, that's a nice bridge. It's a shame that, you know, they don't go and hit this with a pressure washer, man. It's a nice bridge. See, dudes, call me basic as hell. Like, that's fine. You'd probably be right. I see stuff like this. That was not easy to make. That was not an easy thing to do. That took a lot of time. It took a lot of engineering. And it took a lot of resources to make that. I mean, look, that track is perfectly straight. It's perfect. Perfectly straight. And considering they probably built this whole bridge all at once, that is one hell of an engineering project. I mean, guys, I don't know if people realize how heavy a damn train is. Trains are heavy. They're big. They're big, they're bulky, and they're really freaking heavy. So if you're pulling a freight train over this bridge has a load rating factor like way higher than a car bridge. If you like than a traffic bridge, right? If you just put railroad tracks on this and then tried to send a train over it, it would probably, well, I'm not going to say it would break, but it would probably do something you don't want. The train bridge is built like a freaking tank because trains are heavy, man. It's going along good, Chuck. How are you? I lived on the open ocean most of my life. I have to say rivers are some impressive geological features. Never understood how much current gets going in these big rivers in the Northeast. Yeah. Yeah. And Creeper, you said there was another one over here. Yeah, see? This is the kind of stuff I want to do. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Oh. Well, I can tell by the catenaries who built this. Well, one, it has catenaries. I know who built this. I know what railroad this was built for. Because they replaced the old crappy one right there. I'm all good, just relaxing. How's work, Chuck? Everything going good on that front? We got to get back into it, dude. You need to see this. W, that's the last link. I think I got enough reference here to build, but I'm just going to tee that one up there. It's to prevent boats from navigating under the bridge. You got it, Lunchbox. Yeah. Dude, yeah. Not to get on the soapbox, man, but you know how freaking... Is that a double-decker bridge? No. No. No way. No way. Okay, good. It's... Oh, man. I was gonna say... What you don't know about that area is that the river to the east where it connects to the bay gets really shallow. We used to sit there in folding chairs and watch people run around all day. That's awesome, man. What's that? What's the deck underneath that bridge? Oh, there is none. There is none. It's just the photogrammetry. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's a little pedestrian bridge up there. That's for maintenance, though. That's a maintenance access bridge. Whoa. Hinges. Dude, look at the kingpin on that hinge. That kingpin's like the size of an engine block. Anybody know why? Why is the bottom of the bridge hinged? Why would you do that? Don't you want it to stay up, not pivot? Thermal expansion and contraction. All bridges need to have a little bit of give. They need to have a little bit of bend and flex. That's what expansion joints are for. Now, here's the thing, fellas. How the heck do you put an expansion joint on a bridge that's designed to move trains? Think about it for a second. You can't have the rails come apart. That's not going to end well. So you got to make the bridge flex somewhere else. Pretty cool, huh? You don't want the rails coming apart at the seams. Pretty cool, right? The whole thing can bend. The whole thing can bend and flex. That's so cool. Also, yeah, when a train goes across, it's bending and flexing again, Chuck. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Oh, man. See, look. Somebody had to sit there and think of this. You had to think of a bridge, you know, a train crossing this bridge, how much load it's going to put on the bridge. You know, and you have to account for bending and flexing. What you don't need to account is for bad camera angle. All right, where are we? Oh, hey, we're back to Newcastle. So, the interesting thing, fellas, about that bridge, where was it? I gotta reorient. Susquehanna River. We're over here. There we go. There we go. So I know who built. I can tell you the railroad provider that built this bridge. This is a Pennsylvania Railroad bridge. The PRR made this bridge. You can tell because of the catenaries. So if you're in Europe, you know, I'm sure you've noticed that our not a lot of our train tracks have electrical catenaries over them. Because we don't really use that much. We don't use electric trains. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every train is electric. It's just what generates the electricity, right? Well, most trains are electric. Sure there's something. Hello? Ooh, Gorlami. Upgrade complete. Nice. So it also works for thermal expansion and contraction. That's the whole point, Caviar. Yeah, it's for load, for dispersing, for the bend and flex under load. And also for thermal expansion, because the bridge has to give somewhere else. You can't have it has to bend somewhere. You don't want to bend on the rails. You want it to bend somewhere else. They engineered that bridge so it bends down there, not up here. Because if it bends up there, the train derails, right? You don't want that. The other reason why I know they would do something like this is because, once again, this is Pennsylvania Railroad. Pennsylvania Railroad had an electric set in the Northeast Corridor in the 30s. Pennsylvania Railroad even contracted like companies to make locomotives for their lines, electrical stuff. Like they made the GG1. That was the GG1 only was Pennsylvania Railroad. They built that for PRR, right? And now you really want this to get annoying? They had this in the 30s. Electrified. They electrified the Northeast Corridor in the 30s. That's what those catenaries are. That's why this bridge looks so old and the catenaries look so ridiculous. It's because what the PRR did at the time, they had the catenary, they had the wires for the train, and then they carried power lines with the train tracks. That's why you have these high catenaries right there. And they're only on the damn bridge. These tracks were electrified at some point. Want to really piss people off? High-speed rail. Yeah. Sebi, look at the back of the picture. See? They're carrying three-phase AC up there. See the three wire? Well, you can't see the top wire, but see, you can look at them back there. 1, 2, 3. That's three-phase. They were carrying three-phase with the train. So the power lines were on top of the train tracks. High-speed rail in the 30s. I'm not mad, just a little disappointed. Why did this not become standard? Well, it's a long story, dudes. Our railways are privatized. They're still privatized to this day for freight. There was private passenger service for a long time. And the government did give incentives for private companies to build rail lines for infrastructure to move goods and people around. And that transportation mechanism reached its height in the 30s. So we had electrified high-speed rail all over not all over the place, in the Northeast Corridor, right? Everywhere else was still diesel, and it's still diesel to this day. But the PRR used high-speed rail to move people around, right? The thing is that the automobile kind of replaced it. The automobile and the airplane kind of made it so they're like, we don't need this anymore. Why use a train when you could use the car and the airplane? Which, you know, I understand that. We can't fault people for that. The airplane's way faster. It's way faster than a train, even today. And cars are decentralized transportation. Very easy for moving a lot of people around just wherever you need to go, but then, you know, got to worry about traffic problems, right? So, high speed was relative. Guys, that thing could go 120 miles an hour in the late 30s. It's high-speed rail. The bearings on the GG1 are so good. Those locomotives were so well made because they were designed for high-speed rail that GGs saw service well into the 70s. Yeah, look at the manufacturing date. 1934 to 43. They were working well into the 70s. There were even some GG1s that carried an Amtrak logo. Yeah, our railway network looked like that too. Now, yeah, the bearings on those things were so well made that they lasted 50 years. Unbelievable lifetime for a locomotive. So why did we get rid of it? Yeah, the airplane and the car. You couldn't fault them at the time. The airplane and the car are way more convenient than the train. We weren't really thinking about, you know, efficiency applications in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. I'm pretty sure we did not give a frick. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like they just said, use it, give it more power, whatever. Right? But what they were... The only efficiency things that they were really worried about was basically getting people places faster. The efficiency of logistics. So if you're working off efficiency of logistics and not necessarily efficiency of like fuel consumption, for instance, the fastest way makes the most sense. Cars are the fastest way in some scenarios. Now that's where I disagree. You know, trains are good at doing certain things. Trains can do things that cars can't do. Cars can do things that trains can't do. Airplanes can do things that all of those things can't do. So it's best to use every single system in its best application. And where that comes down to application is what's the most... You could still use efficiency of logistics. And I think if you work off efficiency of logistics, so, like, the train is better at moving a lot of people and a lot of goods over medium distances. The airplane is good at moving not a lot of people over extremely long distances fast. Are planes necessarily carbon efficient? Do they have a lot of emissions? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of emissions. Way more than cars, that's for sure. But is there an application where a car is better than an airplane? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to drive to the grocery store with it, or not going to fly to the grocery store with an airplane. That would be kind of cool. And I'm sure in some areas you have to do that. But yeah, so we got rid of it because we thought the car and the plane was just going to replace everything. So our rail network was amazing. It was ridiculous in the 40s and the 50s. And then by the late 50s, the car kind of replaced everything. And what happened is that, like Pennsylvania Railroad, for instance, all the big passenger railway operators tried to stay relevant by making faster rail. They tried to stay relevant by trying to, cheaper cargo, moving freight around, etc., etc. So everybody eventually switched over to freight. And the people that didn't switch over to freight and kept their passenger services going, by the end of the 60s, they went bankrupt. And so, like, you don't really hear about this too much. This doesn't happen very often in the U.S., but the passenger service went so belly up that, like, all the major, like, Class 3 passenger train providers, so Pennsylvania Railroad, New York Central, New Haven the New Haven Railroad had passenger service. All the big ones folded, like, all within a year because they can't compete with the airplane. And the government nationalized all of them. Yeah. They forced a merger, ULA style. They forced a merger between Pennsylvania Railroad and New York Central, and they made Penn Central. And they forced them to merge, and forcing them to merge is like trying to combine a rock and a hard place, and they failed after a year. And then they nationalized the railroads they nationalized passenger service on the railroads after that. We have a nationalized passenger service. We have a state-owned railroad called Amtrak. And Amtrak is okay. The thing about Amtrak is that they nationalized the passenger service. They didn't nationalize the stupid tracks. So they sold off the tracks in the insolvency when Penn Central folded to freight providers. Ignoring public perception issues, would you ever foresee nuclear trains similar to nuclear subs? Nah, TRP, nah, don't do that. Radiation. It's much better to have a nuclear power plant and then have that power an electric train. Nuclear electric is by far and away the most efficient. Captain Crash, surprising fact, planes have excellent per passenger fuel efficiency. I ran the numbers on a flight I flew in the CRJ 700. Based off the total fuel burn, we had a fuel economy of 100 miles per gallon per passenger. Yeah, not too bad. Crash, don't get me wrong. Like, all I said is that, well, actually, I mean, that's actually pretty interesting, dude. Because I always thought that planes would have much more carbon emissions. But, I mean, I'm talking about like all the planes total, like all the planes flying at once every day, right? That probably has a more carbon emission load than like all the cars that people drive around every day, right? Like, but it's interesting to see that planes, like, on a per-passenger basis are more efficient than a car. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, turbines, high altitude, right? Like, that makes sense. Yeah, don't put nuclear fuel in something that moves. Guys, you got to understand. So, like, and I think I got enough reference here. This is good. I'm going to just look at the other side of this bridge real quick. I got enough reference. Oh, there's that last thing that W wanted me to see. Hold on. The reason why nuclear reactors make sense with ships, right? The reason why that's a thing, holy moly, look at this thing. The reason why that's a thing, that's a cool station. It's over a highway. Oh, it's over a highway and train track. Dude, that's cool. And it's a bus station too. The reason why that's like they don't really have many nuclear accidents on boats and stuff, and why nuclear powered boats make sense is because you can keep the nuclear reactor cool. It's really easy to keep the nuke cool, and that's the name of the game when you have a nuclear reactor. Even when a nuclear reactor is off, it's still generating heat energy through radioactive decay. The rate of decay is moderated. Is controlled via a moderator. So basically, the more moderator you have, you can inhibit the nuclear decay on something, or you can accelerate it if you demoderate the reaction. They do that with a reactor by pulling nuclear control rods out of a canister, right? Nuclear fuel rods is what they're called. And each one of the rods is inside of a fuel rod assembly. They pull that out of the moderated reactor, which is like a big lead and water bucket, right? And they pull them out, and they have them react with, they pull them out, and it's inside of a chamber that has stuff that reacts with the nuclear fuel and accelerates the decay. Moderators control the rate of neutron flux. Basically, the more neutrons that fly out of this nuclear material, basically the more the Geiger counter ticks, the more heat gets released. And they use that to heat steam. Putting that whole freaking thing on anything that moves is hard. Because one, radioactivity is not a good thing. Two, that's a lot of mass to move don't get me wrong, it generates a ton of power, but it only really makes sense if you're moving something really big, like a ship. The other thing is that the ships can use the seawater. The ships use the seawater to cool. Submarines, boats, they use seawater. And the ocean's always going to be freaking cold, man. The fuel rod doesn't move, they move the control rods. Isn't the fuel rod assembly on the control rod, Aqualux? Sorry, I missed you on break. Do you need anything? No, I'm good. Trains are a cool concept and we should use them more. I think we should use them where applicable, Sebi. Does that make sense? And I'll be honest, I'm Mr. America over here. That's something that you guys have right. You use the trains where they're applicable because Europe has a lot of cities that are very close to each other. Right? The scale is different than the US, so trains make a lot of sense. Just like over here, trains make a lot of sense where I'm from because it's a similar population density. Alright, cool. I think I got enough here. Also, that is an insane piece of engineering. That's a train track with two sets of tracks going over it, and a Y that connects the lower tracks to the upper tracks with a train station and a bus station built over a highway. Oh no, it's not a highway, it's just tracks. Which is pretty freaking cool. That's neat. Are you going to take another one? I can time food with it. If I do, Bree, it's going to be more towards dinner time. Just read something about nuclear-powered rockets. Yeah, Sherman, nuclear-powered rockets are basically the, yeah, look, see, I had the game unpaused, and it's just generating mass power here, and the death wave is almost done. We just got to keep an eye on that graveyard. We don't want it to fill up too quickly, so just to be sure, we have the operating budget for another one. If we do that, I'm going to move the death care medical budget down here. That should be enough. Define dinner time. Well, there's a NASA press conference at 4:30, so 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. I mean, Sebi, you know, Elon wants to dig tunnels everywhere. I agree with him on that. Put trains in the tunnels, not cars. I mean, to be honest with you, do both. If they can reduce the cost of digging with boring company stuff. Car tunnels would be great. Train tunnels would be even better. Okay, that's too late to me. You could put it in a microwave. Okay. Anyway. Control rod to the neutron absorbers. Yeah, I may have inverted it. Which is why you should never put me in charge of a nuclear power plant, Oculus. Why do you think trains are only applicable to areas with huge population density and big urban centers? Boss, I could go into a bunch of different reasons. Application of energy, fuel efficiency. Long story short, where's Berlin's airport? I mean, I wish it was still Tempelhof, right? Where's Berlin's airport? It's that abomination of an airport down south, right? That thing that looks like an airport but doesn't work like one. Is it big? Is Tempelhof Airport, before they got rid of it, was that a big? It's a big footprint. Airports are huge. Bigger than a train station. There's a good reason right there. You don't want to build an entire airport where space is at a premium. I've seen on YouTube that he didn't make it cheaper to make tunnels. Linus, maybe. I love taking the train. I just wish they'd be reliable here. Out of 10 times I take the train, it's got some sort of delay. Yeah, I mean, boss, airports have a huge footprint. And that doesn't make sense where population density is high. I mean, I can give you another example. Look at Hong Kong. Look at Kai Tak Airport when they got rid of it in the 90s and replaced it with Hong Kong International. They literally would rather build the damn airport out in the sea than try to build one on land. That's what they did. They just dumped a bunch of dirt in the freaking... not Kowloon Bay, but they dumped a bunch of dirt in the ocean and put an airport on top of that. Sebi, I mean, yeah, no, I had a little thing as to, like population density, or I had a little thing for, like, oh, it doesn't work right, but also, yeah, it's a big airport, right? It's a big airport. It has a big footprint.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I like the content creator high speed. That's very nice. Sneaky was right. Yeah, that's a good reason for using trains. You're not going to take an airport from, like... You're not going to take an airport. Nice. Good use of words, idiot. Okay, so say you live in Berlin and you want to take a trip to Monaco, right? I hope you brought your wallet, first of all. Say you want to take a trip to Monaco. You're going to take a plane there? Why would you do that? The time it takes to go through the plane and go through the security and get all that crap figured out, right? Like, the time it takes to do that, you could have either A, drove your car, or B, taken the train, right? Wallet, bank vault. Do you have public transit in Boston? Yes, absolutely. We have everything, RJ. We have light rail, we have heavy rail, we have ferries. Ferries! Fairy godparents! We have buses, electrified buses, regular buses. We have every type of transit system. And stuff still doesn't work. But that's another story. And we have airports. Yeah, we got everything, dude. Yeah, Aqualex, I was just misremembering, dude. I know how they work. I did a whole thing on moderation and flux and stuff like that. I don't know if you were here for that, but, yeah, Sebby, there you go. Yeah, it's distance, dudes. It's distance. That's the big one. Would having rail running through your city like that cause noise issues? Not if it's elevated. I'm trying to make sure that the tracks are flat by height matching it to there. There we go. Still tall enough for the cars and stuff? Yeah, that's good. There's just a tree growing in there, but that's okay. That's cool, Sebby. Neat. But yeah, I mean, you gotta... Every system is good in its own... It's good in its own right. Every form of transportation has advantages and disadvantages over another one. If we use... my argument is that we shouldn't be looking at, like, emissions of every vehicle. We should look at we should be looking at how the vehicle moves. If it moves stuff more efficiently, then you're gonna have less emissions. Right? Like a train is by far and away the most efficient way to move things. It's because of the trains and airplanes, technically. And then ships, too. But we can't have trains and airplanes all the freaking time. It's not an end-all be-all solution. Why? Because decentralized travel makes way more sense in cities, so cars, pedestrians, and bikes, right? That's what makes the most sense. So even though trains are efficient, there could be applications where building a train out and having it move around is not going to be as efficient as a car, right? Or walking, or your bike. See what I'm saying? You gotta use stuff in the right application. We should be looking at the logistics of it. Like what's the most efficient way to do a certain task? There's no end-all be-all task. There's no one transportation system that makes the most sense. If we use all of them where they work the best, then overall you're going to have less emissions. Overall you're going to be more efficient. Even though there are some systems that are less efficient than others. Container ships, good example of that. It's the Move It tool, Havocs? Yeah, the Move It tool. Yeah, Zebby, that's annoying. Yeah, but Rule 8 gonna Rule 8, am I right? So see, while I'm talking about that, we installed the nice train line, and once again, I made sure that we were nice and flat. Trains actually don't like going up hills, dudes. That's bad. That is bad for train. This kills the train. This is the first person mod. Yeah, add node. Yeah, Barrel, I gotta get into a habit of being able to utilize that. Alright, so this line will be for rail service. What I want to do is see if we can wedge in another line over here. And I want this line for freight. I'm not sure we'll be able to get it past the train station. Is there a command for all the mods that you're using? No, but here's a list. First person camera updated. Network anarchy. Intersection making tool. Network multi-tool. Purchase it. Harmony. Loading screen mod. And move it. That mod is that command is outdated, like, and yeah, it's a little bit on the outdated side. How are we going to get this? I think we might be able to just get away with moving this a little bit out, like that.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Tenth, what's up, dude? And then if we just have the thing run straight like that, I don't think I got it exactly right because the bridge is. Whoops. Yeah, that'd be nice. Trying to make it so I can have a line for freight that goes to that industrial area and then a line for passenger service as well. These are train tracks. This is a content creator pack that comes with, it came with one of the DLCs, or it's a DLC. You have a content creator pack, and I'm trying to do parallel lines here. Like I said, I want one for freight and one for passenger. It's good to separate it out, because then you don't get train traffic. Raised freight line, yeah? Now, actually, what would be kind of cool is if I could go in here and build a viaduct. Do we have a... I wonder if there's a content creator pack for that. If there's one for a viaduct. No, I don't see it. Unless it would be... Does the monorail have a use in this game anymore with above ground metro being a thing? Yeah, there's... Where's the monorail? Monorail's quieter. It's quieter than trains. Why does the freight need to go there? It's going to the industrial sector over here, Josh. Yeah, that's the idea. I wanted to go to my industry. Oh, our residential demand is going up. Got to be careful about not spiking the influx like we did a second ago, or last time we played. Final station design. Very nice. How many parts is that, dude? 1,300 parts, yeah. Nice, it looks great. Have fun. Have fun, man. Alright, to the workshop. Quad tracks would be good. Here, I like sorting by popular. That way you get all the good stuff up here. Speaking of KSP, is there anything recent about KSP2? Nah. Yeah, that's the double tracks. Let's try viaduct. That's annoying because that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I want. But I'm not... I don't want to go crazy on mods this time around. Can it be saved? What? Mm-hmm. It's just a road. Just don't worry about it. Is it better in terms of noise to use subgrade instead of elevated? I thought there were major problems with elevated sound sources, especially with sound echoing between buildings. Subway would be preferable, or in the ground, Oculus. Yeah. I don't like digging tunnels, though. And I didn't really leave enough room to dig an underground right here. Dig underground for the trains. Oh, we have abandoned. What happened? Worker education. Okay. Low density. No, I mean subgrade like a trench. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Ideally, sunken would be the best, or sunken or a tunnel. Sorry, specify. You know what? Maybe we should do like the regular freight tracks over here. That would be kind of cool. Having the high speed for passenger service next to this thing for freight. That's actually kind of sweet. Actually, hang on. Let me check one more thing. One more thing. Can we get away with raising it here? What is that going to look like? Okay. Yep, didn't like that. How do I... Add node. Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, add node in there. Nice! That's, weirdly enough, exactly what I want. It looks a little bit... looks a little bit strange, isn't it? Is the oil money coming in? I have almost half a million flurbos saved up. Yeah, the oil is coming in great. We can really start going crazy with the city design here. And our residential is doing really good. We're generating an insane surplus. You know, I want to see something. Let's see. Mayor EJ lowers taxes. More money in your wallet. It looks strange now, but will look great when you build the second bridge on its side for a highway. Another incoming pop hike? Well, all that's going to do is increase demand. I like it. I like how this looks on this side, but I hate how it looks on the back side. On this side, that the buildings are like going into the viaduct, which is just stupid. Not a fan. So we'll keep it elevated in this area, and it'll be a nice little aesthetic thing. You gotta keep it elevated. Oh, I'm gonna height snap there. There we go. How's it going? It's going. It's going, man. Need to add a node right there. There we go. Because I want the supports up next to the roads. Yeah, there we go. You gotta keep them elevated. I think we'll do one train line for now. Passenger and freight shouldn't have a problem here in low capacity going to either place. You're on the train to NYC, the one you were looking at the other day. Neat. Well, that's pretty neat. Now, what we could do is train station, elevated train station, cargo terminal. Yeah, we're gonna have some problems with the cargo terminal, huh? Probably should have thought of that. Okay. So, also, trash needs are no good. We're maxed out on trash. Uh-oh. Yep. Not anywhere near capacity here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
We went past 180,000, so let's move this down here and see where that gets our garbage processing. 144. Okay. We have cash, so... There. Hey, make 88 months. When the stream reaches 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some serious stuff. Ethos, my friend. Thanks, dude. Cargo terminal at the end. Yeah. Raiden, do we want to do that, or do we want to make the train line go over here and put cargo down there? Do we want it to turn? I think making it turn is probably a good idea, so... what we can do... I'm going to... we don't do eminent domain here. We don't do that. But we do move stuff. We relocate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that industrial tile basically right here. You guys just move across the street, please, so I can build the train tracks. And then that commercial business right there, I'm going to move that right there. Like, the amount of area that I take, I zone the same amount of area somewhere else. It just displaces things. I like doing stuff that way. I think that's cooler. There we go. Yeah, put a cell basically right on the damn road. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that what is this one? Network multi-tool. And then give me a add node right here. Put nodes on either side. Nope. Node. Oh god, that's good. There. Kind of a big curve, but you want 2 cargo terminals, one for import and one for export. Yeah, I know, Tessa. I wanted to make them over here for this industrial area. You know what? Oops. Hey, fellas, you remember that one time where I was like, hey, I'm relocating you because I You remember that one time? That was pretty funny, right? Mayor. Me, the mayor. Psych! Yeah, that'll work. Now we're talking. We just gotta go and mess with the nodes on this thing again. We gotta go and add nodes so the supports are in the right spot.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Who's going at throttle up? Sun Temple, 16-month resub. Thanks, man. Then, wait, can we, like, so can we go in here and minus that node? Get rid of that one? Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, that's pretty neat. You can tell it's a train track because of the way it is. Let's go in here, see if we can place the tracks down like that. There we go. All right, so now what we do is I height match to that, so that moves down, and then that should give me the height for the right height for the terrain. See? There we go. The RS-25s for Artemis 2 have arrived at Michoud. Cool. Oh, very nice. Yeah, exactly, Liz. We can copy this. Yeah, exactly. We can copy it. Yeah. You're right. You are right. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is over here. We'll get rid of that and zone high density instead. And to make up for it, to make up for the displacement, we will rezone that block over here. All right, how's our education doing? Education budget is still good. We're way above capacity. Very nice. Shame, there's kind of a nice beach here. And we're going to mess it up a little bit. Dan Marino should definitely buy this car. Not this one, though. I'm gonna mess this one up. Yeah, life's a beach. Dig it. Wait. You just make a new beach next to that beach and call it Son of Beach. I see no fault here. So let's go into this sucker. Yeah, see, this tool that makes you let you force make bridges is actually pretty sweet. Except I don't want to make a bridge there. I gotta sneeze. Turbo. Is that thing turbocharged? Only on the floor model. Bless. Thank you. Plus, how you doing, buddy? About that thing. How you doing with that thing? That thing going all right? Is that Zelly? Bless you. Nice. Imagine building this without Move It. Yeah, that would suck. Nice. I wonder if I could get Key Anarchy working here. There's like seawall. Yeah, see? Simple seawalls. Yeah, you could, but it would look weird. Alright, cool. Just go with the raised dirt for now. Yeah, 7 stars. Yeah, it'd look a little bit strange. It would be better to see if we can find like a dedicated mod for that, you know? But yeah. Once again, I don't want to go too mod heavy. Because it can corrupt saves. And yeah, I lost not all my previous saves, but I lost a lot of stuff because of that. Now, I know what people are going to ask. Well, actually, I don't know if you guys are going to ask this. I'm wondering if anybody's wondering why I put a bridge in here. Anybody know the reason? Doing well. Had my follow-up CT this week. Blood work is indicative of anything. Scan results should be good. Nice, nice. So you can put stuff under it. Duh. Water, actually. There's a low point in the terrain right here. See? See the low point? Drainage. Yep. It's drainage. If we ever get flooding from a tsunami or something... the train track won't hold the standing water inside of the city and it'll drain. Adding a node there, not put the street light in the flipping into the damn bridge. There we go. Yeah. That also may have screwed with the zoning. Yes, it did. These people are like, should I build here? Should I not build here? What do you want me to do? I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. What's going on with that abutment right there? Wait, we got a height match to you. Right. Height match. Yeah, the whole thing was a little bit high because I didn't height match coming off the other track. That streetlight is... Come on, Mr. Streetlight. There we go. See? No streetlights in my train tracks. Streetlights? in my train tracks? So yeah, if we ever get hit by a tsunami, the water will just drain back out. Basically, the railroad line can also kind of be used as a levee, which is pretty sweet. But if the tsunami goes past the levee, and we drive the Chevy to it, right? Yes, I know. And it's not dry, then yeah, it'll just retain water. It'll turn into a dam. That's kind of what happened in Louisiana in 2005. When the levee breaks, you'll have no place to stay. Yep. Yeah, that's true. It's close, Wolfie, but I'm gonna let it fly. I did not make the beach, no. I wish I could just not have that color. Levee's starting to weep and moan. It's got what it takes to make a modern man leave his home. Well, oh well, oh well. Not that one, the next one out. Wow, you gotta notice this. Just helping. No, thanks. That's actually a better way to do it. And if the track ain't going there, it means we could put stuff like this. Actually, I don't really think we need much more. So, we don't need much industrial right now. So that's kind of good the way it is for now. VR, you just installed this game. Sweet. There. Alright. Drop the quick save. Smuggles! Is your city hurricane ready? There's no hurricanes in cities, but there's tsunamis. AJ, with FYI, your advance... With your advice, I got your city moving. Right on. One tiny road connecting to the whole industrial area. It works. There is another one over there. Oh, actually, no. I made that a pedestrian road. It's almost to the point where we're going to need a highway going in here as well. But hopefully the train depot should fix that. Hopefully. Move next door. I'll build you a new drugstore. Yeah, see? See, he did move next door. Good for him. Yeah, just that's probably a good idea. Go. Okay. Alright, so here's what I want to do. Let's build this piece of straight track first. I'm gonna need one for importing and one for exporting. You know what? I don't think this is a big enough industrial area to warrant import and export, so I'm just gonna say we can just make one. Ideally, you want two. You'd want two depots. I'm thinking about how I want to do this. I mean, I know what people are saying. Oh, just put the stupid thing down. I'm planning the entire thing out of my head while I'm sitting there going, It's not that I'm struggling, like, I know. Just place the thing down. It's not that I'm unsure. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want this. Fetching for content. Nice. Okay, so we have a cargo terminal, right? I'm just gonna shut it off. Turn it off. We're not using it right now. It's not hooked up, so it's not gonna do anything. Now, what I want to do with the cargo... Actually, hold on. Make sure that that terrain is lifted up. Get rid of the tracks. Actually, we should have enough. Yeah, there we go. I offset it a little bit, so we have, so it's basically on its own siding, the terminal. Okay. Alright, shut up. I know you don't have water. Quiet. You don't need to drink. Cargo terminal. Here we see DJ in his natural habitat. He sits and thinks of the next move. Yeah. Yeah. nice. That's not a knife, mate. That's a nice. All right, that'll work. Just make sure the train tracks don't look too ridiculous. Sweet. A little bit of weird texturing right there with the tracks, but if we go down into first person, I think they still look okay. Yep, looks fine. Cool. Okay, so here's what we want. This side of the train, I wasn't sure how much room I needed, so I'm gonna take this height right here and we'll paint that back. Paint it back the way it's supposed to. Lower that down, make a step right there, and just hit it with the smoothie boy tool. Perfect. Okay, go in here like this. Can't you remove the straight track and put another terminal there? I could, Raiden, yeah. I'd prefer to put another siding here, right? And make the tracks 6 wide and then put the terminal there. But I think we're getting too close to the shoreline there. You know what I'll do? I just won't build anything over there. Maybe we'll need it in the future. But remember, this is a smaller industrial area. Now, here's the trick. This is what I mean. Like, you could build 2 cargo terminals. That's fine. If you build 2 cargo terminals, there's a way to get one to just import and the other one to just export. The way to do it is to basically have the road end in a way where it's making it one connection and not the other connection. There are connections here where the cargo terminal connects in, right? You could either try to place the cell in the right spot so the trucks only drive in and that's it. Like, so you put a one-way right here and then the trucks only drive in. Or you could just make it a one-way and make the one-way end. So if you want stuff to just export, the trucks will just drive in, and because this game doesn't have conservation of mass, the truck just disappears and it goes back to its destination. So if I just made this a one-way, right, like that, and then I just didn't connect that and then just connected this over here, it would be used for exporting. And then if I did the same over here and then connected the other end of the one-way, it would just be used for importing. That does work. It's absolutely a thing. But for this application, we don't need it. We don't need to do that. That's a small industrial district. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, there's like an input for the trucks and then there's an output. See the 2 doors? You got to line the road up so it just goes to one of the doors and then the trucks will just drive in and then they won't drive out. It's annoying though because this thing will tell you there's no road connection. There's no road connection, but there is. Yeah. What it's trying to tell you is that there's no out connection. So another thing that you've done another thing that you could do that I've done on other maps is do a manifold, one ways. You could do a manifold this way, so like have the train tracks go through here, here, and here, and that can handle import and export pretty well. But you really only want to do what I just said if you really, really just want to export things or you really just want to import things. Yeah, that's what I like about cities. You can play it just... Somebody can just jump in and play it, or you can kind of get crazy with it. It's like Kerbal in that regard. It's pretty good. I like that. Okay, I want to put high density down in there. So because I put high density and took out a row, I have to move that low density somewhere else. So we will move it right here. One KSP. Let me finish up the shops. PY. Hey, PY, can I actually try, like, take a second to try and say what your name actually means for a second? It's Rimyan, right? Rimyan? Or Riman? Something like that? It's the BL that always screws me up, dude. Jeez, I have 250 plus hours in this game and I never knew that. Yeah, no problem, Hammer. Teleconference is in 35 minutes. Maybe I should get my break out of the way. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go... Go here like this, and we're gonna flatten this terrain out. Still can't say it right. Mind you of SimCity. Yeah. 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 This game, it plays out like that. I mean, VR, I was a SC4 player back in the day. I played a lot of SimCity 4. Yeah, no Godzilla attack. SimCity 4 was way harder than this game, dude. Way more difficult. You had to manage so much more. Yeah, this game is not bad. I don't know what that means, Solarlander. Building is better in cities. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, SC4 was no joke, man. Always excited to see you playing cities. Yeah, thanks, man. Did you see the Tori Sabaton tweet? Wasn't around if you did. No. If it's the Delta 4 thing, yeah, I think, maybe. There's no analog to Beal, but you were close. Try it in the translator. So, yeah, the Yeri is what messes me up, dude. Let's see.
Румын.
Roman. Roman. Okay. I got it. Yeah. Roman. Okay. That's good. That makes sense. Thank you, sir. Roman, guys. Roman. That's like the character from GTA 4. Cousin! It is your cousin Roman! You remember me? Like that. Only not as weird. I get it. Makes sense. I see you used segment unlock to make that an industrial road. Did I? Okay, so how are we gonna do this? So I'm thinking making the Y right here would be a good idea. So let's start doing this. All right, and then our train bridge will go right here. It's gonna be one heck of a bridge, though. This is where the Newcastle Bridge is gonna come into play here. I was thinking of the cargo port. My bad. All good, man. Don't worry about it. No problem. Yeah, it's gonna end up looking like that. Somewhat. Yeah, that's gonna work. Sweet. Alright. So, here's what we do. Alright. Oh boy, AJ. Drum and I are coming up with some crazy ideas. Look out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, this is another thing that you can do. You can set it to... That's dope. I love it. That's really cool. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. EJ's own 11'8". What? Wait a minute. What do you mean 11'8"? That bridge is like 2 stories off the ground. What you talking about, fool? Whoa. Oh god, that makes me want to throw up. Let me go into that multi-tool again. So, add a node. Put a node right there and see if we can split this up. This is fine. Trying to get it so the supports aren't going over the damn rails. I've always been, like, kind of just content with it in the past, but, you know, we might be able to actually fix this and make this not look stupid. If we get them to go in the right spot. Oh, hi, Train. What's new with you? Yeah. There we go. No, 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 no. You gotta play around with the cells a little bit. Don't move. Don't move. And then you could get it so the supports aren't clipping through the track. That's what I was trying to do. Let's go down into first person. See, you get those two to clip on top of each other, it looks right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's very good. Dark. Sun, come back. Damn it. All right.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Who's that, 7? Lig! 55. Thanks, man. I love how you can make 2 4-lane roads. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. That's cool. It seems like it's more dark. Voice crack. It seems like it's more dark in cities than light at times. It seems about 50-50 to me. Ian is powering up over Florida's shores. Yeah. Gotta do some slight modifications here to this.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
There we go. Jazos, 32 months. When's the press conference? In about 20 minutes. Ignore the collapsed bridge for a second. See last if you want and don't have this level of control. Yeah. New science commercial study. Alright. Slide modification 6 hours later. I think I have something like that, the intersection designer. Aqualux, but not sure. The heck is Ian doing? I don't know. It seems a little confused, to be honest. Nice. I have an intersection tool and I just don't know what's supposed to happen there. Trying to finish this before the press conference, dudes. Go. Come on. There. I think we got it. That doesn't look too bad, right? No poles are on the tracks or anything, and sweet. All right, dudes. Neutron Factory Foundation. How did you get pictures of that, Ian? You're over near Cape Canaveral. Yeah, the same pictures from Investor Day. Yeah. Yeah, the chicken coops aren't there anymore. Yeah, the investor thing, Ian, was pretty friggin' rad, wasn't it? Alright, so give me the trains. We have to make sure it's set as bridge, but... Now, see, this is where we could start messing with it. Nah, the catenaries are going over the damn lines right there. Yeah, it's close enough. All right. Those are okay. It's fine. Now, just like we move the cells around on the bridge, we can get pretty fun with this. We can have some fun with this. But we got 10 minutes until that presser, and I don't want to miss it. NASA's holding a press conference about commercial studies with the leader of the program manager for the Hubble Space Telescope and Jared Isaacman, who is a commercial astronaut. So maybe we should go watch that. I'm saying, picking up what I'm laying down, chat. This intersection looks very good. I'm pretty damn happy with it. You don't say. Yeah. Looks like we'll be seeing engine section and engine install in the coming months. Yeah, the engines arrived. Huh? Pretty cool. All right, let me just... I want to move the cells around here a little bit, but we're out of time. So I'll just quick save and we'll go from there. That Newcastle Bridge, uncapping. Thanks for linking that if you're here. I used a... I used a bridge in the UK as reference, as principal reference for this, because there's a train bridge right here. See it? See the Y? Now, I wanted to just do viaduct, right, the whole way, but, yeah. That was my reference. Also, that bridge is going to stand for a freaking 1,000 years. It's kind of nuts. Oh, it went straight? I didn't notice that last time. Huh, wonder what that's about. I didn't notice that. But we'll check that out another day. I wonder if the train tracks originally went this way, and then they changed it when they built this line. Is that 3 Whoa. There's 2 of them. And it's a loop. There's a bus underneath the tracks. The train station. Wow. That's impressive. I really appreciate this. It's funny because, you know, that parking lot was more train tracks at one point. But I wonder if they ever intended for the tracks to go this way and then they remade them and made them go that way. See how it does that? Or is that there because the bus lane is there? That's crazy, dude, that there's just a castle in the middle of the city right there. You see that? I wonder how long those have been standing there. Anyway. That's... Yeah, that's freaking cool, man. And then I'm wondering what the heck this, just on the last note here. There's just another train track, another set of train tracks here. Just subway station. That's gotta be the subway. This is Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK, which, yeah, it's up there. There's just like 3 train bridges back to back. Look, 1, 2, and 3, and it's a train roundabout. See? Freaking train roundabout. They have a cool football stadium? Whoa, it's like half of a stadium. Yeah, we have light rail over here too, mate. Interesting. No, you know what this is? They upgraded it. They upgraded the stadium. You could see that originally it was just this. And then they just built that on top of it, which is cool. I think that's rugby. It looks like it's got a soccer field in there with rugby. It looks like it can do either. See any of the football stadiums around. Anyway, press conference time, dudes. I tried a train roundabout in cities once and it absolutely did not work. The trains were just so long it just jammed. Well, I mean it's that roundabout train thing is obviously for it's got to be for passenger trains, so right, like got to be for passenger trains, so they're not going to be as long. Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium transforms into an NFL field. That's a big stadium. Presser link. Thank you, Dano.